Hey, brother. Interesting question yesterday, brother. Should we, the public, talk about these tragedies? Should the news even cover it? Are we honoring the victims or giving the villain exactly what they want? I mean, people die every day, so why do certain tragedies rise to the top? I mean, Boston kind of makes sense because it was something of a global event. On the other hand, and let's just make something up here, if there was an isolated school shooting in like Wyoming or something, I'm betting that the national media would be just as ravenous in covering that event. Certainly it makes sense to report it, I mean, even on a national level, but does it deserve, and I mean no disrespect to my fake victims here, 24-hour news coverage for the next 7 days? To me, this is where it gets a little gray. Or orange, because one of my lights burned out and now it's all orange in here. Because at some point, the money starts talking again. I mean, right when it's happening, the news is doing its due diligence. It's practicing high-integrity news broadcasting, keeping you up to date on the situation. But then, like, 2 weeks later, when they're interviewing someone's neighbor on the Today Show, you wonder if they're still, like, honoring the victims or if they're just going for the ratings. In any case, Ben, yes, I do think these things need to be talked about. It helps people cope with it, and like you said, it helps people find a way to help. Well, I talked about that a little longer than I anticipated, but it's okay though, Ben, because my topic today is actually sort of semi-related, although on a much less serious scale. I'm, of course, talking about celebrity gossip. Ben, we are surrounded by entertainment. There are movies and TV shows and YouTube and actors and singers and songwriters and books and authors, and it's just everywhere. So naturally, as we become fans of something or someone or some team, whatever it may be, and yeah, we might overdo it sometimes. Looking at you, Tumblr. No, Ben, we all do it. I mean, I know all the cheers for a fictional European soccer team. Leroy Williamson scores occasionally. Leroy Williamson, he scores occasionally. He doesn't always score. Go Swindon! I'm a lifelong pooper, Ben. Wait. But Ben, also because of the world we live in, what with this social media saturated market that all the young folk are so keen on, we end up learning a lot about all of these people we idolize, which is not always a good thing, because just like us, they are people too, but not like us, they lead a fairly unbalanced life. Because you don't get to be the best by being a balanced person, Ben. You talked about this in your 10,000 hour video. You don't get to be a pro athlete or singer by being a regular Joe. You have to be an unregular Joe who spends 10,000 hours becoming the best at something, and that's 10,000 hours you don't have to lead a regular balanced life where you go to dinner parties and hang out with your girlfriend every night and blah blah blah. Balance is an excuse for mediocrity, which I painfully say most of us probably are. But that's not a bad thing. But our love of these unbalanced people often leads us to find they've made not so great decisions. Like from what I hear, Taylor Swift is not a very good girlfriend, and some people think she's a little bit nuts. Tom Cruise probably could have treated his wife a little better. I mean, Mike Vick. Enough said. Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Tiger Woods. I mean, Tiger Woods, cheated on his wife, but I bet tons of people were still rooting for him at the Masters last weekend. People make bad choices. I bet you have made bad choices. I bet even on YouTube, I bet every YouTuber you love has made a horrible choice they don't want you to know about. So my question is, should those personal life choices affect your fandom of them? Because I still really like Taylor Swift music, and Mean Girls is still a very funny movie, and Mike Vick still put Virginia Tech on the map, and I bet the people of Philadelphia were pretty big fans of his when he brought them to the NFC Championship game, you know? But I know people who find out these personal things about these people and then categorically hate everything that person has created or done or performed or whatever, which I think is kind of silly. Like, if you hated Taylor Swift and then heard a song on the radio and really, really liked it, and then found out later that it was done by Taylor Swift, would you all of a sudden hate that song? If you found out John Green had been cheating on his wife, which, good God, I could not ever, ever, ever imagine happening, would you dislike his books? Would the books stop meaning what they meant? Would they stop being good writing? Should your enjoyment of the art be affected by the artist who created it? Let me know down in the towel section below, and I will see you in another life, brother.